No, I'm not joking when I say this. There is something about this goofy and absurd game that is absolutely groundbreaking, from which other fighting games today could learn a lesson. Before we go there, however, let's introduce ourselves to this cute and quirky reskin of an absolute beast of a fighting game, Virtua Fighter 2, and see how they turned it from a tiger into a tiger cub, because as silly as this game is, it's still a pretty tight game. Now you may not realize this, but big head cheats in video games became like a big deal in the 90s. From sports games to many fighters and FPS games, as kids we were laughing our asses off with these giant heads running around, reveling in the sheer absurdity of it all.
It was so easy back then.
Not solely relying on this shtick, however, to get its laughs, Virtua Fighter Kids is still genuinely pretty funny. I mean, when you see Kids Jeffrey on step stools so he can deliver his iconic headbutt move, you know there is some care that went into this, and it wasn't just some slap-assed effort. One look around for opinions at the time, and you see that people's reception of the game was split on that. It started out as an arcade game and did fairly well in Japan apparently, but console owners were not as impressed. Critics stated it would have been great extra content for Virtua Fighter 2, but not enough to make a standalone game. However, expressed that they felt in summation, the extra work that went into the design made it more than just a cash-grabbing gimmick. The review scores at the end of the day cover a pretty wide area, ranging from at lowest a 6.2 and at its highest a 9.1. So what's going on here? 6.2 sounds like a pretty crummy game to me, and 9.1 sounds like it's an absolute gem and a definite must-play. So what do I feel about it? Well, it doesn't pay me to say this one bit, but Virtua Fighter Kids plays hella snappy and got treated to an amazing redesign. The only downside I feel right off the bat is the noticeable difference between the reach of the Virtua Fighter Kids characters and their adult counterparts. And there are also, I believe, some physics changes as well that go into how floating your opponents for combos goes. If you're a filthy casual like me, you won't even notice the difference. The one difference you will definitely notice right off the bat is the addition of these really dynamic camera angles that move with the action. Certain connections will reward you with a sweet triple replay akin to fighting vipers, and some camera angles are just nuts. Look at that crazy throw! That's fun as heck to see. You know what else I see when I play this game? A really great redesign, almost a reimagining of all the menus and UI in the game. You got your 1-player and 2-player modes. Ranking mode will lead you to giving your initials a good what for in the end. You can watch the CPU duke it out, check out your records, and even the options menu has something to be said about it. A great look first off, and secondly, I really enjoy the option to change the size of the ring being there from the get-go and not having to unlock it. And even while you're in the options menu, you'll want to keep your eyes peeled for little Easter eggs and fun additions here or there. Speaking of tips and tricks, I gotta first off see if the code to play Dural still works like it has in every Virtua Fighter game I've played before. And hey, it does! But... There are a lot of other cheats for Virtua Fighter Kids, like popping a goldfish inside Dural's head, and something else I can't figure out the purpose of called Combo Master Mode. But this one cheat is really interesting, and it's a first-person mode. Well, third-person technically, but you know what they were going for. It actually plays really well. Left and right on the D-pad move you towards and away from your opponent just like normal. Combos feel satisfying and you can see all their facial expressions up close, which is fun. And seeing your enemy fly up into the sky after a backflip kick just never gets old for me. One more thing to explain before we move on to the next part is the addition of this kids mode. It's a great way to show a kid or a beginner the ropes as it gives you auto guard and makes it so that button mashing leads to combos. I've tried it out and it does what it says, and that's really all I can say about it, except that it's gonna lead me to my next and final point about this game. And that is that there's a fully customizable and programmable combo maker in this game. Though to be more specific, it's more of a macro maker. So let's take a brief look at how it works and I'll explain. So we're gonna head inside and now you can create or edit a file. And I suggest first off, let's load up a file to see what it looks like. A basic understanding of frame data is going to be necessary to get this, but it should still be decipherable to a novice, I hope. The game already has a bunch of pre-made macros, and you can see they are titled after the character they are created for. So let's look at Pi's basic punch 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 kick combo and see how it looks on paper. You can see on the left hand side how PPPK actually translates. P space P space P space K, and then a long 70 frame space and ending it with a diming attack because why not? Now Jackie already has a similar combo, which is punch punch forward punch kick, which I already programmed under the name Big Combo, and then I added a diving attack rush up and continue the combo just to see how far I could take this thing. Now this is how you're going to implement your combos. Once you save it to a slot, head out and we're going to go into the key configuration menu. You're going to see a couple of things here that have been added to Virtua Fighter Kids, like one-touch specials, of which you can have 5 programmed. Head down to the bottom where it says combos and assign your combo to a special slot. You can see Big Combo is special slot 1, and that special slot 1 is assigned to the L button. It's as simple as that. If you press right while highlighting the combos, it'll switch to techniques, which will allow you to have one button access to a particular character's most difficult moves. You can have fun with these two options and give Jackie a one-button touch of death combo like here, or just go absolutely throw crazy with a character like Wolf. Never again will that giant swing motion elude you. So Virtua Fighter Kids may appear to be a silly game, and it is, but it's not without its merits for design and execution. Like I said, the fighting feels snappy and there's a lot of fun stuff to see here. But for the serious fighting game enthusiast, I wouldn't expect it to be too much of a time sink if you desire complex execution. Now yes, the Kids mode in Combo/Macro Maker breaks the game's difficulty if that's what you're looking to do, but it can also be used as a rudimentary introduction into frame data and allows you to customize and troubleshoot timing problems. This is something I wish current fighting games had, not so much for the programmable one-button touch of death combos, but it would be cool to go into training mode, let's say, and program combos down to the frame to learn their viability, or if they're even possible. Now in the end, if you're a Saturn fan, Virtua Fighter fan, or just a fan of fighting games in general, I say it's worth it to have this novel little game in your collection. And no, I'm not kidding. I'm Enigmatic M. Hey, I'm Enigmatic M. And hey, alright. Hey, alright, I'm going. Ow. Hey, who gave you guys tomatoes?